Well, another bright idea bouncing around Washington is a new consumption tax. It's basically a national sales tax. The House holding hearings on it later this month. It's similar to a value-added tax, which is a VAT that European countries use, and ooh, do they abuse it. Now, Scott Martin says if Europe's any indicator, VAT is not all that. What do you mean by that, Scott?
Well, Charles, look, I guess anything's possible, right? I mean, Roger Clemens got a mistrial, and you know what? We may get the VAT here. I mean, Charles, we want our economy more like Europe's. I mean, come on. So what are we going to do? We're going to tax the 70% of the U.S. economy that's only keeping us going at this point? It seems ridiculous. The only reason I'd be for this is if it comes with some other tax cuts, right, maybe an income tax cut, maybe even a capital gains holiday. You can't just drop this thing on the American people right now.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Jonathan. Coupled with all the other taxes we're paying, it's stupid. But what about the idea that, you know what, let's get rid of everything else. It's a consumption tax. If someone is rich, they pay more taxes because they're buying more stuff. If someone is poor, they're buying less things. And it seems like it's a fair tax.
It's fair, Charles. It treats everyone equally, and it's easy to understand. You don't have to spend the hours and hours and hours. And, Scott, to your point, it does tax consumption. To me, that's preferable than taxing production, which, of course, is what the income tax does. So, Charles, I think you guys are onto something. Replace the income tax with a consumption tax and watch the economy grow.
Maegan, we spend billions and billions just trying to figure out how to fill out our forms every year. This looks like it could be a win-win for almost everybody in the economy. What do you think?
It could be, of course, it'll make the cost of goods expensive for people in lower income levels, and a lot of people will be against that. But if it is coupled with other tax reforms, it might be a viable option just to make things a little more fair across the board.
You know, the whole thing, though, Scott, is I'm a little nervous about is if they hear about it, we will get a VAT, a consumption, and all of these taxes, not one or the other. Here's one for you guys. Unions are targeting Target. That's right. After failing to organize a New York Target score, labor groups are ramping up their push to recruit workers in several other cities. Jonathan, you know, they just won't back down. Why are they going after Target so hard?
I don't know, Charles, because Target has succeeded through free voluntary trade. I mean, people love Target. My mother loves Target. People line up to work at Target. People love it, but the unions don't for some reason. And unlike Target, the unions succeed, Charles, only through political coercion, through force. People have every right to unionize, but Target has every right to fire their asses, put them out on the street.
I got to tell you, you know what? My wife loves Target, too. And, Maegan, here's the thing. They voted on this in Valley Stream, New York, and my own personal opinion theory is Valley Stream, the average income is like $77,000. They must have thought the politics of envy, the jealousy, and that kind of things would have worked out. But the unions, the workers there, overwhelmingly said we don't want to be in a union, yet they're still pushing. Why?
Well, this year has been a lot of conversation around the role of unions in the country, starting in Wisconsin. It got a lot of heat and attention, and I think people are trying to find out what is the relevant balance of needing to organize versus actually being productive. So it's not a shock that that conversation is continuing. I just see this as a tough sell because every hipster bourgeoisie mom in America loves Target, and it is not going to spread like wildfire.
Not only that, though, Scott, the bottom line is they hire people. This is what I don't get. Why do we keep going after companies that are actually providing jobs? Why do we make them villains?
It's like when Obama said today he wants to raise taxes on corporations because they're not creating jobs, yet we're talking about corporations that employ like 60, 50,000 people. I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah, you know, look, to your point on the unions, why are they going after Target? Because they didn't succeed as well with the Walmart. You know, they want to go after Target now. They want to move in to other department stores. And, you know, the stock doesn't need this either. I mean, my God, have you seen Target this year? Down, down, down. The margins are down. This is going to be a problem.
I guess when they made that logo, they never thought it would be on their own backs, huh? Okay, listen up, alpha male Wall